What's up, everyone? It's time once again for a weekly watch list. What that is my favorite setups for the upcoming week and how I'm going to trade them. So let's just get right into this. I want to start off by saying Happy Memorial Day and remember what it's all about. It's awesome to go grill out, have a great time with family, but remember the meaning behind Memorial Day. Let's get right into this. So, SPY, this is my go to day trading for options and ES futures. I prefer to trade SPX options based off SPY zones, but SPY options are just fine, or ES futures, as I said earlier. So you can see where we closed at here, right in between these two zones. So these are going to be the ones I'm watching. Depending on where we open, these are going to be the closest zones. Now let me talk about how I'm going to trade them. As you can see here, we've really respected this zone other than this sell-off we had here. Respected it here, here, here. So what I'm looking for, I want to see is come back up, test this. And what I'm watching to confirm, I want to see, if we have more aggressive buying or more aggressive selling in this area. Looking for candle confirmation as well. Volume. I want to see is come up, test it. My exit will be a close below. Now, the better setups come from an hourly close, but you don't always get them. So if I do try it, could be off the 5 or 15. We'll have to see how it plays out, depending, where we close. When we close, it's going to take patience because we don't want to get in this, take an early entry, right, with puts or ES short. Then it just push up and confirm a long entry, right? We want to wait, come up, test this area, wait for it to come back out for an entry. Now, let's talk about what if it breaks above this, right? We don't have no entry. We see aggressive buyers. They're holding, break above this zone, come back down, retest. That would be your possible long entry on that retest of this area. People ask me, should I trade same day expiration or should I trade a few days out? Honestly, it's a personal preference. Trading same day, I do it often for day trading, but trading a few days out, takes away from time decay a bit. The premiums don't fluctuate as crazy as same day, so whatever you're good with, either's fine. So you understand how I'm going to trade the possible reject or the break above and retest. Let's talk about this zone we have here. You can see we bounced it on Friday. So same thing, I'll see it come down, test it. If we come back out of it, that would be my possible long entry. If we lose it, push back up, retest, that would be where I went short to play the move down. Starting to get the picture here. Pretty straightforward, easy trading, very simple. I do not overcomplicate trading. I focus on price action, volume, supply and demand, support and resistance. Keep it very simple, but I always have note of when data or news is dropping. You don't want to get caught in a trade without a stop loss in at least when you have big data or news dropping. That's why I always tell everyone for 8:30 a.m. data, I don't even like to have a day trade open. We trade futures pre-market occasionally, so most of the time I'll simply just exit out of the trade, let the data drop. Then we create our watch list. Then we come back in and trade after market opens, and we have a note of when data is dropping. So here are my key levels on SPX. I watch these while trading SPY zones as well. These all work together. And again, you can use these levels to trade off as well. I tend to do well with trading ES based off SPX levels because as you know exactly where you're going to stop out. You get a close below, right, we're out, or a close above, depending if we're taking a bounce or a reject. And I use these as price targets. If these line up with my entry on my SPY trade, this adds to my confidence. So just trying to give you my thought process here. Had a lot of people reach out to me and ask me exactly how I use them together. One thing I will point out before I move on to the next, like let's say we're right here below this, there's no way I'm going to go long right below SPX resistance, right? Or getting calls. I want to get above that because chances are you hit it, reject, get stopped out. Same thing here. Let's say we're right here and we're coming down. There's no way I'm going to go short above this support. It could bounce, stop me out. You always want to keep this up, kind of help guide your SPY trades, ES trades based off these levels. Really didn't see no clear levels that we have really respected in here. Yeah, we have some, we could create a level, but a lot of times we just blow right through it. And that's why I don't like to see if I'm trying to, identify a key level. If I have to strain my eyes, I'm not marking it. The only zone I have on QQQ this week is this 452.6 to 451.8 area. Could be a possible bounce or a possible short if we lose it. Ideally, I'm looking for a bounce down here in this area now. And you can trade NQ futures based off this level. If you look at this chart here, honestly, I don't really see anything clear, another clear level. Yeah, we have some resistance right here in this 559.2 area. I like to see a real clear zone to even mark it, and I have to see strong confirmation to trade it. Honestly, QQQ is not my favorite to trade, but if we get down to this, I'll be watching it for a possible entry. And remember, you don't always have to trade NQ futures. You can trade MNQ for less risk. So if you wasn't aware of that, check it out. So let's talk about this individual setup I see here on Shopify, ticker SHOP. You can see we have the daily gaps. We have one up here, one down here. So here's my thoughts, the things I'm watching. We could possibly take a short entry once we enter into this gap to the downside. Get some puts. This could be a possible swing trade, so I might treat it as that. We lose this 55.5. Get inputs, play it down to this 48.79. That's the gap fill, but be sure you're trimming along the way. It doesn't always fill the gaps, but you tend to get a nice move, especially in a gap like this on a daily time frame. We've got plenty of room. Another setup I see about 3 different trades here. I'll talk about each of them. Once we fill this gap, I'm going to be looking to add a long position here, right in this area for a move back up. Because once we fill this gap, if we have some buyers down here, we should see a nice bounce. So that's what I'm going to be looking for. This trade down here will probably be a longer term trade than this trade will be to the downside. But I just want to point this out. Even if you don't trade this, just watch it, see how it behaves. Figure out why it does what it does. Make it a learning experience. You don't have to trade all these setups. It's always good to have them marked out and to study them, right? Another setup I like is this gap to the upside. Something happens, we bounce this gap, which it happens sometimes. I don't like taking early entry in gap fills because a lot of times we'll bounce that level. And that could happen here. If it does, and we finally make our way back up to 64.2, above that would be a possible long entry. As you can see, we have a gap all the way up to 75. Just a few ideas here. I like this downside setup much better than I do the upside. Next individual I'm watching, if we don't open above it, tomorrow pre-market, I like calls above this 145.67. This is another daily gap. We need to close above it, but it looks solid for a move up to this 147.6. Then we have room up to this 150 area. And above that, I don't see much stopping us from filling this gap. This could be another possible swing trade, or we can make it into a day trade down here in this area. I don't think we'll fill this all in one day. That would be quite the move for target, ticker TGT. But we'll see how it plays out. Doesn't look bad for a swing trade. You're probably wondering when I'm in a swing trade when it would be invalid for me. There's a couple ways to answer that. So let's go back to shop real quick. It's much easier to talk about there. So if I got in this trade based off the daily time frame, right? My stop would be a daily close back above this level. I'll stop out. And it's the same thing to the upside. We have a breakout to the upside. I got in calls. My stop would be a daily close below my level, unless we just had an aggressive sell-off. Typically I don't like to let my swing trade losses go past 50%. And that's it for the weekly watch list. If you haven't already, be sure to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel. Gonna try my best to bring back the recaps this week on this channel. So just be sure to run it up, crush this week trading. Keep in mind it's a short week. Short weeks are typically not my favorite. So maybe we trade a little bit lighter size. We can expect maybe lower volume. We'll see how it plays out. Appreciate you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.